Welcome to the Archbishop Mitty High School College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. Each will have 6 minutes to share more about their institution, but will be around for the entire session to answer questions. My name is Charlotte, and I will be your facilitator. Before we get started, a few housekeeping items. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to check the schedule on the website. This presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/archbishopmitty. I'd now like to turn it over to our first presenter, Hofstra University.
All right, thank you so much. Just going to share my screen here. All right, perfect. So welcome everyone. Thanks so much for joining tonight. My name is Christine Niemeyer. I am from Hofstra University. Excited to tell you a little bit about us tonight. So if you're not familiar with the location of our campus, we are in New York State, more specifically on Long Island. So if you have not been to Long Island before, it is pretty much the heart of an entire suburb. So you get a typical college campus life experience, but we are also very close to New York City. So we are only about a 45-minute train ride away, which makes it super convenient for any of our students to do internships, as well as going and to explore different trips into the city since it is so close by. But as far as campus goes, you are never too far from whatever you might need. About 10 minutes away, you'll find one of the biggest malls on the East Coast, the beach, and anything that you need to pick up, of course, at Target, Stop and Shop, and wherever you need to go. But if you are looking for a typical college campus life experience, then you definitely will find that here on our campus. We are considered a mid-sized school, so we have about 6,050 undergraduate students, so a really great sized community campus, but we do have physically a lot of space. Campus is actually a little over 240 acres, so there is plenty of room for all of our students. We do also have small class sizes, so the average class size is 21 and student to faculty ratio is 13:1, so you have a much personal connection in the classroom. Your professor will know your name and answer any questions and have office hours to support you through all of their courses. We do also have students represented from 48 of the US states and 78 different countries. So we do have students from all over the US and all over the world coming together at Hofstra. We do offer about 165 different majors. So as you could see here, it is very small font, but of course on our website has a little bit more detail about every program. But the great thing about our campus is that when you do apply, if you are accepted, you can go into any of our general programs we offer. So all 165 general programs. If you do want to change your mind, double major, whatever you are interested in, we have a ton of opportunities for you. So definitely take a look a little bit further at all of the programs we do have, but a lot of our students do like to go across different disciplines, which is very popular as well for double majoring. So as far as our internships go, every student does participate in internships. On average, our students have about 2.5 by the time that they graduate. So we have some really cool connections, as you see there on the screen, a lot of really great organizations and companies that you can partner with to do your internships and eventually work for them full-time as well, whether you are going out into New York City or staying by on Long Island. But the possibilities are endless, and we of course want you to make those job connections to get those offers by the time that you graduate. So a little bit about our campus involvement. We do have over 200 clubs and organizations that you can join between fraternities and sororities, academic groups, a cappella groups, dance groups, community service organizations, you name it. So we want our students to get involved and also give back to the community. So our students spend about 100,000 hours each year giving back to the local community, as well as hosting big events on our campus like Relay for Life and St. Baldrick's Day, amongst many others. We are also a Division I school for athletics. So we have 21 NCAA Division I teams, both men and women's. So of course, this is a big part of our spirit support on campus, going out and supporting all of your fellow student athletes. And it definitely keeps our students busy during the week and on the weekends. And of course, if you are interested in going the D1 route, it is awesome to participate in all of our athletic teams here. We do also guarantee 4 years of on-campus housing. So of course, if you are planning to live on campus, you are always guaranteed a room here. It is by no means required to live on campus. So it is totally your choice throughout all 4 years that you are a student, but you never have to worry about being kicked off campus, running out of space. We have 35 residence halls for all of our students, so plenty of room for everybody. Just a little bit about application deadlines, some numbers to keep in mind. So we run 3 deadlines: early action 1, 2, and then regular. November 15th is right around the corner. So definitely, if you are ready, I would recommend to apply for that one. We are on Common App. So whenever you are ready to hit submit on your application, you can just add us to your list on Common App. You can see our SAT and ACT score ranges there, but we are also a pretty big test optional school. About 60% of our students from last year, the fall 22 class, actually did apply test optional. So there is no harm whatsoever in going test optional. You can still get as much scholarship as every student, and you still have the same chance of being accepted as well. Every student is automatically considered for merit-based scholarship when you do submit your application. So there's nothing extra that you have to worry about, but it is based on your entire application. So we do a holistic review process there for you. And these are just some helpful websites I definitely would recommend checking out. Of course, if you are ready to come and make a trip to New York, we would love to have you and come see our campus in person, but we do have quite a bit of virtual events as well as our virtual tour. So definitely take a look there and see our campus virtually and then in real life. And of course, when you are ready to apply, you can find us right there on that website for Common App or Hofstra's own application as well. And last but not least is my contact information. I am the counselor for the entire Bay Area as well as locally here on Long Island, close to Hofstra. So please let me know if there are any questions that you have in the application process. And when you are making your decision, I would definitely be happy to help. But thank you so much.
Thank you, Hofstra University, for starting us off this evening. Next to present will be Seton University.
All right, thanks so much. Thanks, everybody. Glad that you could be with us this evening, because I know that we are happy to see you in person, but this is the next best thing. So I'm Lisa Hansen with Seton University. I'm the Assistant Director of Admissions for the West Coast region, and I am based in the San Francisco Bay Area, so not too far from you. And I know we do have a current student from Archbishop Mitty at our school doing our dual degree PA program. So Seton Hall, if we're also in the East Coast, we are just right next to New York City in a suburb called South Orange, New Jersey. We do offer all the advantages of a large research university while being smaller in size. So we are considered a mid-sized university with a little over 6,000 students, average classroom size about 21. And just to give you an idea of where exactly we are located, we're 14 miles from New York City, 30 minutes by train into Manhattan, right from our South Orange doors. The train station is about a 10-minute walk from our campus. So very easy to get into New York City. A lot of students love this because of access to not only fun and Broadway shows and all the good things that New York City can offer, but also internships and all sorts of practical opportunities for them to learn their skills and their trades, so they can really hit to Philadelphia and not too far from DC either. So very ideally located for many students that are wanting to be close to New York City, but not right in the city. This is just a kind of an overview of what we offer, different schools and colleges located at Seton Hall. College of Arts and Sciences, of course, our oldest and largest, and many different majors fall under that. But I'm going to focus on some that are very unique. College of Nursing, we do have a direct entry nursing program. I know that's very popular with many students in the West Coast, especially California. It is not impacted. We also have a wonderful School of Health and Medical Sciences with all sorts of dual degree options. And then, of course, our School of Communication and Arts. Lots of different options there as well, and School of Diplomacy and International Relations. Now, one thing I do want to focus on is our School of Business too. We have a #1 ranked business leadership program at Seton Hall. And overall, we are ranked among the top 5 universities nationally for internship opportunities. So students that come to Seton Hall typically will do anywhere between 3 to 5 internships before they graduate from our school. 95% placement rate or employment rate across the board. 50% higher than average career or job earnings right when they graduate nationwide. So we do a really good job preparing our students for career world. And we do, like I said, offer a lot of dual degree options. So one of those include a partnership with Stevens Institute of Technology, which is in Hoboken, New Jersey, for our engineering program. It's a 3+2 option where students get their undergrad and their master's in engineering in 5 years. We also have a top-ranked law school at Seton Hall. So it's currently ranked number 16 nationwide. We offer dual degree options for students going into law. For this, they can choose from 5 different undergraduate degree majors, including business, political science, international relations, social work, and religion. And then our School of Health and Medical Sciences, lots of different options, 3+3 or 6-year programs going into physician assistant, physical therapy, occupational therapy, and a 5-year athletic training program. The advantage of this is that as long as a student maintains the right GPA requirement in their undergraduate degree program, they will go straight into the professional degree program, meaning they don't have to reapply to that school. They don't have to take the GRE, which is a very competitive process. So it's a huge advantage to our students in those dual degree options. And lastly, of course, we offer a medical school. We have a joint BS to MD program as well. I mentioned our size earlier, mid-sized school. Our average class size is going to be around 21, 14-to-1 student to teacher ratio. And our faculty really are more than just teachers to our students. They are actually mentors. So our students really do feel that they are taken care of. The faculty is looking out for their trajectory, and whatever their pathway might be, they're very invested in our students. We also have a wonderful Center for Academic Success. So while you're a freshman at Seton Hall pairs you up with a peer advisor, which is an older student, a freshman, junior, or senior, and you meet with that peer advisor as well as the academic advisor once a week in our class called University Life. And that is really designed to help you acclimate to university life, keep you on track, help you change your major or get a double major, those kinds of things. Find study abroad opportunities, anything that you would like to do. So very excellent program for freshmen. We are also very involved on campus. So we do have Greek life organizations. We also have over 150 different clubs and student organizations on campus. One of the most popular being our DOVE organization, which stands for Division of Volunteer Efforts, as Seton Hall is also very, very committed to service and community service, as well as giving back and leading while you give back in the community. And of course, I can't forget our Pirates. We are Division I athletics. We have 14 Division I athletic teams. We also have intramural sports and club sports. And we are hoping that we are going to have a very successful basketball season this year. So I will just end by saying, go Pirates. And I hope to see you all soon on your campus. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Seton Hall University. Next to present will be Northwestern University.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. My name is Valerie Smith. I'm an Associate Director of Admission at Northwestern. I'm thrilled to be with you here tonight. I know we have a lot of students and parents on the call. So parents, thanks for joining as well to learn a little bit more. If you are brand new to Northwestern, we are a research university located in Evanston, Illinois, immediately north of the city of Chicago. So similar to my colleagues who are sharing the benefits of the suburb and city in New York City, we are experiencing the same thing in the Midwest. Our students take full advantage of a very traditional residential college campus where they live for at least 2 years, in many cases all 4 years in the city of Evanston. And then they also have access to the city of Chicago for many of the valuable reasons and accommodations that being next to a world-class city gives us, those internship opportunities and research experiences, and certainly just all the fun that comes along with that major metro area. I'd like to spend some time talking about who we are. I think what you'll find in the college search is that you ask most students on a campus what their favorite part of that campus experience is. 9 times out of 10, you're going to hear it's the people. So finding a community that really supports you, that you really feel like you can thrive in, is essential in the search process. And at Northwestern, our students are finding that in a student body of about 8,000. And though we are a larger research university with lots of opportunities for specialization and personalization in your degree, we also function very much like a liberal arts college with small classes, lots of faculty interaction, and an environment that encourages students to teach one another and to become collaborative learners in a really transformational learning process. So Northwestern students are joining us from all over the world, all 50 states and nearly 100 countries. They are learning in a very flexible interdisciplinary academic environment, primarily due to the flexibility afforded by the quarter system, our academic calendar. Instead of taking two sets of classes in a calendar year, which is common for schools that operate on the semester system, Northwestern students are taking 3 sets of classes in an academic year for a total of 12 classes per year. Sometimes I say that and I see students literally want to sign off because it sounds like a bad deal to have to take more classes at Northwestern to graduate. But what this does is it doesn't put you in a classroom for any longer than you would be if we had a more traditional schedule. It just gives you more room to move, to explore new interests, to change your mind once or twice or 3 times before you land on an academic path that works for you, and to take full advantage of the breadth of our academic programs. So Northwestern students find a home base in one of the 6 schools that you see here on the screen, but they have access to all 6. So it's extremely common to pursue double majors and minors, to take elective classes and other specialty programs within and among all 6 schools. We really don't have academic silos. These academic communities are working together, and students then experience the benefits of being able to learn how to learn and how to be successful and how to manage complex work in all different kinds of academic settings. I think that's the heart of the liberal arts experience, and the heart of the research experience on campus is that they take those interests and dive deeply into them outside of class. So whether that is a traditional research project or a more professional development opportunity like a full-time internship, work in one of our campus innovation or research centers, or a study abroad experience, these are opportunities for everyone to take advantage of throughout their time at Northwestern. They're not limited to a handful of students in each department. They are abundant. And because of that, we have a very collaborative rather than competitive student body. What I'm describing is a really personalized academic and professional experience with an immense amount of support from faculty and staff as students navigate that academic journey, explore a range of interests, and then land on a very personalized academic plan that's a great fit for them. And our hope then is that they would leave Northwestern not just with a job, but with a meaningful job and the tools they need to build a meaningful life in an ever-changing world around them. And that's what we see in the data that is reflected in our most recent graduating classes, which you can see here on the screen. And then, of course, there's lots going on campus outside of just academics and career preparation. My favorite part about Northwestern is that students can be who they are. We are not siloed academically. I mentioned that earlier. There are very few social silos as well. Students mix and match. They find homes in all sorts of communities on campus, whether those are organizations based on an aspect of identity or professional interest or a service organization. They have community and they make spaces meaningful in these smaller groups of students, but they're also very tightly knit as a full student body. So it's a place with big school spirit, lots of energy, and I love that balance. Small and personalized academics, but Big Ten spirit that sort of brings all of our students together. We have a lot of excellent resources on our website pertaining to the admission process, which I'll share momentarily, but I do want to highlight our financial aid commitments. Northwestern's financial aid program is entirely need-based. We allocate all the money we award to students on the basis of family need or financial status, and that allows us to make a couple of very important commitments to our students. One, we meet the full extent of demonstrated need, or the amount that your family is determined to have need to afford Northwestern in the financial aid application process. And when we do that, we do not rely on student loans. So we have a loan-free policy for all students who are awarded need-based aid at Northwestern. If you are interested in learning more, I know we're barely scratching the surface here, please connect with us. I mentioned those admissions resources. Our YouTube channel is an excellent place to start. It includes a whole series of videos that spotlight application advice and insight from members of our admission committee, as well as lots of other content that will help to get to know the student community as well. So thank you very much for being here this evening and for listening. I will pass the mic.
Thank you very much, Northwestern University. Before we move on to our next presenter, I want to remind you that you can use the Q&A button at any time to make this session interactive. Okay, next to present is Elon University.
All right. Thank you so much, Charlotte. And thank you so much, everyone, for joining us this evening. I know you have a lot of things in your world right now. So coming to learn about a group of 6 colleges really means a lot to us. So thank you. My name is Brittany Slaughter. I'm the Director of Regional Admissions at Elon University, and I'm excited to introduce you to this evening. Elon's a private arts university located in Central North Carolina. We have about 6,300 undergraduate students. And while we are considered what would be a mid-sized campus, we cap class size at 33. So Elon's a great fit for those students who are wanting that hands-on approach to their learning. Being right in the heart of North Carolina, we do get to experience all 4 seasons, but I promise it is nothing to the extreme you'll be able to handle it coming from Northern California. And about 45 minutes east of campus, you hit North Carolina's capital, Raleigh. 25 minutes west of campus, you hit the city of Greensboro. So while I would never describe Elon as being rural, we have much more of a suburban feel. You've got 2 airports within an hour of campus and 10 different colleges and universities within an hour of campus as well. So there's a lot to do for the college age student. Now, I mentioned Elon's a liberal arts university, and the curriculum within the humanities ends up being about additional classes that we ask our Elon students to take part in. But we also have one of the top 30 business schools in the country. We also have a School of Communications, which is known for its journalism, cinema and television arts, as well as media analytics programs. We have a School of Education, which provides hands-on student teaching from year 1. And then our newest school is going to be our School of Health Sciences, which includes our new direct entry nursing program. It's very common for students to have a major in one school and a minor in the other at Elon for a couple reasons. One, we really like that interdisciplinary study. We really encourage students to do that. But the other reason is because we have a 4-1-4 academic calendar. So you essentially have a standard fall and spring semester, but during the month of January, you just take one class that we call winter term. So it ends up building about an extra semester of time into your college schedule, which is pretty cool. So it opens up a lot of options for our students. Now, I mentioned Elon's really an ideal fit for that student who's looking for that more hands-on approach to learning. Of our 6,300 students, 76% of them are going to come from out of state, and they're coming to Elon because they know they want that mentor-mentee style of relationship with their faculty members. I often joke that Elon's a place that's really hard to ditch class. Your professors know you really well. And because that class is capped at 33, we don't have any teaching assistants. You're always going to be in that classroom space with the person who is an expert in their field. So you'll naturally start to collect a lot of mentors at Elon. You'll see at the bottom there, we've got 5 what we call Elon experiences, and they really are the cornerstone of an Elon education. I'll talk about those in just a moment. But we also are a very traditional residential campus. We arrange our housing into neighborhoods versus certain buildings, and about 75% of our students are choosing to live on campus all 4 years. Elon students are really involved. Unless you are actively choosing to stay in your dorm room, there's no excuse not to be bored at Elon. There's always something exciting going on. We have over 280 different student organizations. Plus, we have the benefit of our great Division I athletics program as well. So whether you're going to cheer on the Phoenix or you're staying active in some way, you've got lots of choices to be engaged in our campus community. Now, I mentioned that the cornerstone of an Elon education is our commitment to experiential learning. And that's our ultimate goal, is we want you to take what you're learning in the classroom environment and make sure that you're getting out into the real world, getting your hands dirty. So that's where you'll see our 5 Elon experiences programs on the screen. You're going to do this experiential learning in a variety of ways. Whether you are a student who's out serving other communities while you're studying abroad, maybe you're going to learn on the job through different internships and then tie those experiences back into some type of undergraduate research with your faculty mentors. You're going to have transformative experiences while leading different student organizations and activities. And we believe so strongly in experiential learning that we actually track all of these activities on your transcript as well. So of these 5 experiences that you see on the screen in front of you, we actually are going to ask you to do at least 2 of them before you graduate and leave the Elon community. but hopefully you look at all of these 5 and you're excited to do all of them. So we'll certainly help you build those into your college career. It is not rare for most of our students to check off 3 or 4, if not all 5. If you have questions about any of these experiences, do not hesitate to drop those into the Q&A. I'll get to those in a moment. But we know that college is a huge investment in your time and resources. So I wanted you to know what the investment is going to get you at an Elon, in an Elon education. About 90% of our recent grads found themselves employed or working directly with a service organization or in graduate school within the first 3 months. So I think that's really telling of the type of experience that you get to have as an undergrad. We have an amazing career services. It's actually been recently ranked 4th in the nation by US News and World Report amongst public and private colleges. So a lot of great resources to help you not only gain those professional experiences and figure out what that pathway looks like for you, but even after you graduate from Elon as well, you can utilize our career services. I'm starting to wrap up. I naturally went over time because I'm always excited to talk about Elon, but my counterpart, Mandy Corcoran, could not be here tonight. She's the representative for Archbishop Mitty. So if you want to connect with her, her information is on the screen and I will drop it in the chat as well. Thanks so much, everyone, and we'll turn it over to Claremont McKenna.
Thank you, Elon University. Yes, up next will be Claremont McKenna College.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining this evening. My name is Jessica. I am one of the admission reps for Claremont McKenna, and specifically the one for the Bay Area. So Claremont McKenna, in order to understand us, it's important to understand that we're part of a consortium of colleges, and we are a planned consortium where each of the schools is all right next to each other, all within 1 square mile. So just to kind of give you an example of what that looks like. So CMC is there right in the middle, and then we have Scripps, Pomona, Harvey Mudd, and Pitzer all around us. So being part of the Claremont colleges means you belong to one specific school. So you apply to each school that you are interested in. But once you are at one of the schools, you have access to the resources and a larger community of all 5, which really gives you the best of both worlds. So you have your small liberal arts school, but you also have access to a more mid-sized community. But to differentiate us, I want to start off with our mission, and that is to educate students for thoughtful and productive lives and responsible leadership in business, government, and the profession. So at CMC, we take a very practical approach to the liberal arts, almost a pre-professional approach, and we have a big emphasis on leadership. To give you an example of our size, we're about 1,300 students across the consortium. It's about 6,000. And we were founded in 1946 by a group of veterans returning from World War II who really wanted to combine both theory and practice in the classroom. So that is what we continue to do at CMC. Our students are really thinking about throughout their 4 years how their learning can apply to different communities, different industries, and to solve different problems in the world. We have an 8-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So what that means is you will be in very small class sizes. Definitely has a tight-knit community feel to it, where you'll get to know your professors and your peers. Our classes are very discussion-based. It really is a space where students are encouraged to share their perspectives and experiences, and where they're encouraged to learn from others. With the consortium, you have access to over 2,000 classes because you're able to take classes at all the schools in the consortium. We offer 33 different majors at CMC, mostly in the social sciences. However, we do offer majors in the humanities and sciences as well. But another benefit of the consortium is that you're not just limited to the majors that we offer, but you have access to the majors across the consortium. So if you come to CMC and you find that there's a major that you want to pursue, but perhaps it's at Pitzer, we don't have it at CMC, you can still be a CMC student, complete your major at one of the other Claremont colleges, and nothing changes with your status as a student or with your financial aid package. And the courses that you register for, we're all on the exact same schedule and system. So it is as easy to register for a CMC class as it is for a class at Pomona, for example. About a third of our students do either a double or a dual major, so that is also a possibility. We also offer something called sequences, which are sort of CMC's take on a minor, but if you want to kind of specialize in something or focus in on something that intersects with your major, that's where a sequence would come in. We do have some general education classes that students take, and they're kind of what you would expect. So like a math, a science, foreign language, and a few more requirements in the social sciences and humanities. We do offer study abroad, so we have over 115 programs across 40 different countries, and it's flexible enough where regardless of your major, you are able to fit in study abroad as part of your experience if that is something that you want to do. And then we also have 2 domestic study programs that are pretty unique in that they have a full-time internship component. So I'll speak a little bit about internships, I believe, in the next slide, but internships are a big part of the CMC experience because we're all about making sure our students are getting to put their learning into practice throughout their 4 years. So with these 2 domestic study programs, you're completing a full-time internship during your regular work week, and then you are completing classes with CMC professors that are in those locations with you, either DC or Silicon Valley, and taking those classes with them either after work hours in the evenings or on the weekends. All right, and so like I said, internships are a big part of the experience. 95% of our students have completed at least one internship. However, I'd say it's more common for students to do one every summer, and there's a ton of funding available to make sure students are able to do so. So we know that with internships, it is very hard to find a paid internship or an internship that pays well enough to allow you to live in the very expensive cities where most internships take place. So there is funding available that students can apply for. It's a budget-based application, but essentially you can get anywhere between $500 and $10,000 to help support your internship experiences. And those applications are accepted throughout your spring semester. You get a lot of support in preparing the application, but also in finding an internship, identifying where you might want to intern. And we have a really strong parent and alumni network. I'd say that at CMC, it is the type of school where you are really interacting with the Career Center throughout your 4 years, and you're not only looking to them when you are looking for a job or an internship, but they are really guiding you and helping you figure out what industry you may want to work for upon graduating. And we have really strong outcomes because of that pre-professional focus. So 96% of our students are either going directly to work or directly to a graduate program. And of our students who are going directly to work, the median salary 6 months after graduating is $73K. So again, very strong outcomes and connection through CMC. We also have 11 research institutes, each of them with their own focus, faculty, and funding source, and you can start doing research as early as your first year, and they are paid research opportunities. We also have a program called the Athenaeum Speaker Series, which brings speakers 4 nights a week, every week of the academic year, and students can sign up to sit for a 3-4 course meal, listen to the talk, and ask questions at the end.
Thank you, Claremont McKenna College. At this point, I need to present our last presenter of the evening, which is Northern Arizona University.
Great. Good evening, everyone. My name is Susan Maxwell with Northern Arizona University. So we are located in beautiful Flagstaff, Arizona, which is at 7,000 feet elevation. So very different from the rest of the state. And I personally am based in Davis, California, and I am the rep for Northern and Central California. So here's a great aerial shot of our campus. You do have the mountains in the backdrop, so it's a very inspiring place. Tons of outdoor activities. We're 15 miles from a ski resort. There's lots of hiking and adventures in our area. Oops, we do get snow. So again, at that 7,000 feet elevation, students do get to experience all 4 seasons, which I think makes life a little exciting. And here's where we are. We're 2 hours north of Phoenix, and the majestic Grand Canyon is 90 minutes north of NAU or Flagstaff. And really the best way to get there is to fly to Phoenix, and then you can either take a shuttle or a short flight into the Flagstaff airport. You just can't fly directly into the Flagstaff airport because it is a micro regional airport. And again, a few more notes about Flagstaff. I've talked about all of the outdoor attractions, plus our students can walk to the downtown historic district. So it has a great college mountain town feel, and it's very walkable. So about us, we are the Lumberjacks. We were founded in 1899. There's about 21,000 students at our main campus in Flagstaff. About 30% of our students are from out of state, many who hail from California. We also have a fair amount of first-generation students, students from all different cultures, backgrounds, and experiences, as well as over 100 tribal nations represented on our campus. And last year, we received the designation of a Hispanic serving institution because about 25% of our students are Hispanic. So student life, living life as a lumberjack. Sorry, my computer's getting a little fast on me. Living life as a lumberjack is a lot of fun at 7,000 feet elevation. So there's over 350 clubs to get involved in. We have sororities and fraternities. We show free movies on campus, bring comedians, speakers, really a lot of ways for students to connect with each other outside the classroom. And one of our traditions is on the screen here. It's called the Running of the Freshmen, where our first year students get to run across the football field at our first home football game. We are a Division I school, so we have 15 Division I athletics. Most of them are in the Big Sky Conference, but our women's swimming and diving is in the Western Athletic Conference. And a lot of people know us for our men's cross country team. They have been national champs for 5 times since 2017. In academics, we have over 100 undergraduate degrees, and even though we have 20,000 students, we're still able to offer an average class size of 37 and a 19-to-1 student to faculty ratio. We're known as an R2 research institution, so that's a high research activity. So there's opportunities for undergrads and grads to participate in research. So today we don't have time to go through all of the majors, but I just wanted to give a quick snapshot of some of our popular majors. Astronomy is great because of our high elevation. There's the Lowell Observatory in town. A lot of pre-med students might study biomedical sciences, criminology, engineering, anything to do with the outdoors. We're a great place for that, especially with forestry because we're near a 47,000 acre forest. We also get some accolades for our hotel and restaurant management program, and we do have nursing, dental hygiene, and psychology. So our admission requirements are very straightforward. We're focusing on these 14 core classes and the grades that students receive from them. We've been test score optional for many years. Students can self-report their grades. We create an unweighted core GPA, which is how we determine if a student is admissible and what scholarship they would get. And we do have rolling admissions. So the bulk of our students are applying now, but we do accept applications in the spring. We also welcome transfer students. And good news, all students from California qualify for the WUI rate, the Western Undergraduate Exchange. So that really brings down your tuition. Our true out-of-state students from the East Coast would be paying over $26,000, but the WUI rate is a little over $16,000. And that is automatic. If you're admitted, you'll get that rate. And better news, you can also get that discounted rate plus a scholarship. So we do have scholarships from $2,500 to $6,000, and you essentially would subtract that amount from the cost of attendance. So some of our students would be paying close to $11,000, $12,000 for tuition if they qualified for the blue or gold scholarship. And we love visitors. You can plan a visit online. It's really just a gorgeous place, and I hope you have time to explore it. So thank you so much. Again, my name is Susan Maxwell. Susan.maxwell@nau.edu is a great way to get a hold of me. So thank you everyone for joining us tonight. And I believe we're going to transition into questions.
Yes, thank you so much, Northern Arizona University. At this time, I'd like to invite everyone to turn their cameras back on for the questions. And the first one is, what advice would you give to someone who's going through the college search process? Hofstra University?
Sure. So my biggest piece of advice would be not to be afraid to step outside your comfort zone and try something new. There are so many great universities throughout the United States, even outside the United States, wherever you're looking to go. Of course, great colleges that are right here in this Zoom. So don't be afraid to kind of open up your mind to wherever you want to go. And again, step outside of your comfort zone, see what's out there as far as schools, majors, and don't be afraid to try something new.
Great. Seton Hall University.
That's great advice. I think my piece of advice would probably be, because we are all very friendly people and we all love our jobs because we loved helping our students, is just make sure you reach out to as many admissions folks as you can at those universities you're highly considering, because we really do want to help you get to know us better. We want to get to know you better through the process. And we can actually be very good conduits for introducing you to other current students, faculty, other kinds of mentors on our campus that you could learn from while you're going through this process.
Great. Northwestern University. What advice would you give to someone going through the college search process?
Sure, I agree with both of those comments. And to add to Lisa's, I would also say reach out to as many current students as you can. Take advantage of those student panels, and you should never make a college decision based on one student tour guide or one student you heard in a YouTube video. Colleges are complex, diverse environments with lots of perspectives, and so gain as many as you can. But also, just remember that the college admission process and the decisions that you receive, whether they are happy decisions or more disappointing decisions, are not a referendum on who you are as a person and all the great work that you've done in high school. Your accomplishments are valid and amazing, no matter what those letters say at the end of the day. And if you are doing a thoughtful college search, you are going to land somewhere great that fall after your senior year. We all watch it happen for thousands of students every year. So be confident in all your success, and good luck to all of you.
Great. Elon University.
So our world has changed, a little tiny bit in the last few years, and everything's been impacted by it, especially the college admissions process. So if you have had an older sibling or relative or a friend who has gone through this process, know that it has changed quite a bit. And to build off of what Lisa said, at Seton Hall, do utilize us as resources. We are here to help you. It is very easy to get caught up in what your friends are doing in their own college process, what your classmates might be doing. But this is your process with your college experience that you are searching for. So just because your friends or peers are doing something doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be doing that. So just stay focused on what's important to you in this process. And again, similarly to Valerie, I imagine you will find yourself in a place that you want to be at the end of all of this.
Claremont McKenna College.
I would say that, since the pandemic, a lot of schools are now offering a ton of different virtual ways to get connected. So for some of these schools that are nowhere near where your high school is, take advantage of all those opportunities to really learn about the school, because somewhere on the application, you're going to have to make the argument for why this school is a good fit for you. So the better you get to know the school and the programs they offer and what makes them different from other schools, the easier it will be for you to answer that question in a way that really stands out to an admission officer.
Great. And Northern Arizona University.
Sure. And adding to what Jessica was saying, I think visiting campuses is so important. We see a lot of students visit when they're on family trips to the Grand Canyon. And if you are going on a summer trip, swing by the colleges that are in your area, but also do utilize those virtual campus tours. They're very informative, and it does give you some insight into what the college is about beyond what you can see on the website.
Fantastic. Our next question is, what's one thing you want students to remember about your school? Hofstra University.
I would definitely say to not forget about the lovely place called Long Island. So I think everyone, of course, thinks of New York State, big areas like Buffalo, Syracuse, or you think of New York City. But Long Island is a very great place, of course, where we are located. And it is a great home away from home for a lot of students. So definitely look us up a little bit, do some research online, but of course, come and see us on campus and get the whole feel for it.
Hey, Seton Hall University, what's one thing you want students to remember about your school?
I would say Seton Hall's dedication to servant leadership. So service and leadership, and our also dedication to our students. So we do want students to have amazing outcomes when they graduate. Lastly, I can't forget to mention that we have been ranked many years in a row now, a #1 most festive campus at Christmas. So if you love Christmas, we will help you celebrate.
Northwestern University.
Wish we had a festive designation in the holiday season. I hope that students remember that Northwestern is a place where you don't have to have anything figured out when you get to campus as a first-year student, professionally, academically, socially. We are a place that supports that development, and we're trying to set you up for success in life. College goes faster than you could even begin to imagine. Those 4 years, we want them to be wonderful while they're on campus. We also want you to have all the connections to our alumni network and the industry skills that you need and the transferable skills that will help you build success no matter what direction your life takes you.
Great. Elon University.
I'd like you to remember that Elon is going to open up a lot of opportunities for you, and it is a place where you're going to collect a significant number of mentors. And because of that, we're really excited that this is the second year in a row that US News and World Report has ranked Elon #1 for excellence in undergraduate teaching. So you'll have a lot of people helping you out at every step of the way.
Great. Claremont McKenna College, what's one thing you want students to remember about your school?
I would say that our unofficial motto is learning for the sake of doing. So we really do take a very practical approach to the liberal arts. And with the consortium, you just have access to so many more options in academics and extracurriculars and a larger social network, while also still having that small liberal arts college feel.
And Northern Arizona University.
Sure. As you can see in my virtual background, Flagstaff is just a gorgeous area. So I want people to know that we're not in the desert. We are in the mountains. We've never reached 100 degrees, and we have a lot of outdoorsy students, but also tons of academically driven students. And we do everything we can to support them with their careers, their dreams, and hopes.
Thank you for joining us. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 5-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. We encourage you to check back to the schedule and sign up for more sessions. You'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other session recordings at strivescan.com/Archbishop-Mitty. Thank you. Bye, everyone.